Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Please continue to show your support for my Instagram page at JG Talk on Instagram. I guess that was redundant. Anyway, I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers by the end of the week. Last I checked, a few days ago, it was like at 15 something. So check it out. It's like little 30-minute clips, little highlights from my videos. Very funny. It also has like articles showing what I'm talking about. Good shit. Shout out to my boy who helped me set it up at JG Talk on Instagram. So I have some questions, inquiring minds want to know. So today is the first of 30 days of Pride Month. Yes, June is Gay Pride Month. Now we have months like Pride Month, we have Black History Month, and I've talked about in the past how ridiculous I think Black History Month is. And I'm just wondering, Pride Month and Black History Month, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to highlight? What are you going to spotlight? What are you going to focus on? Because the other 11 months, that's all they talk about. That's all the mainstream mediocres talk about. That's all the elected empty suits talk about is LGBT alphabet soup group, Ku Klux Trans, Black Lives Matter, systemic racism. So when it comes time for your month, because the reason you have a month is to highlight whatever group this month is for, to shed some light on it, to give it a little extra attention. But how can you possibly get more attention? What is your Pride Month going to be about? What is Black History Month going to be about? What are you going to focus on? Because that's all we fucking talk about. That's all you hear when you turn on the TV is someone being racist, systemic racism, racist cops, homophobia, transphobia, which is stupid because nobody has an irrational fear of gay people or an irrational fear of transgender people. That's what phobia means. So being that that's all you talk about, the damn White House is lit up like a bag of Skittles. You got Black Lives Matter flags hanging from United States embassies. That's another thing. The U.S. government is supposed to be impartial. I don't want you hanging Black Lives Matter flags. I don't want you hanging McDonald's flags. I don't want you supporting anything but the American people as a whole. The American people as one group, not little sects and little Black Lives Matter and this and that. No. That's wrong. Wrong. What did Charlie Murphy say when they asked him about Rick James? Wrong. That's some bullshit. I don't want you getting him. I don't give a damn if you had a Girl Scouts cookie banner hanging off of there. That is a United States embassy for the United States, not a group in the United States. You assholes. You unfocused, tone-deaf assholes. Speaking of assholes, let's get back to Pride Month. And you know who I feel worse for in Pride Month are the gay people who don't subscribe to this crazy bullshit. For the gay people that don't subscribe to all these little letters added to the acronym, the LGBTIAQ, all that crazy shit. I've seen videos with gay people looking at those acronyms and they don't even know what the fuck all of them stand for. I feel bad for the gay people who don't want to get married, who don't want gay marriage, whatever that is. Really, it's already illegal to discriminate against somebody for their sexual preference. That's already illegal. They already have some of the same rights as married couples as far as their will, as far as visiting people in the hospital. They already got it. So that's what I feel bad for all the gay people who get swept up in all this bullshit, just like black folks. All the black folks who don't subscribe to this certain Black Lives Matter bullshit, this critical race theory, this systemic racism bullshit. Those of us who get swept up in it. That's who I feel bad for, because every gay person does not feel this way. Just like every woman isn't pro-abortion. Only half of them are. But if you let the mainstream mediocres tell it, and if you let those empty suit crooks tell it, every woman is pro-abortion. My body, my choice. Well, without a man, you have no choice, dummy. But I just want to know, since it's Pride Month, and since that's all they talk about the other 11 months of the year, what is Pride Month going to be about? What are you going to shed light on that hasn't had too much light shed on it already? Inquiring minds want to know. Today and yesterday are the 100-year anniversary of the destruction of Black Wall Street. It took place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, May 31st to June 1st, 1921. There were tons of black businesses there. It was a thriving community, a self-sufficient community. Over 300 black people were killed, murdered. And of course, that's a horrible thing. That is a stain on our country's reputation and history, and it should be highlighted. That's something we should draw attention to every year, especially on the 100-year anniversary. What I have a problem with is how, especially Biden's pervertus, how it's connected to now, how they talk about it like nothing has changed since then, and like there could be another Black Wall Street, or there could be another massacre like that. That's what I have a problem with, saying that the needle hasn't moved. And my question is, since we had all that in 1921, what is keeping us from achieving that again in 2021? Why didn't we rebuild it in 1931, 41, 51, 61, so on and so forth? Why was that a one and done? Why did we just hit and quit that? Why was there only one Black Wall Street? Why couldn't we do it again? Why couldn't we just recreate that, rebuild? What happened? Did the people change? No, people never change. People are always the same. So what changed? What kept another Black Wall Street from being built, from being created? Somebody let me know. Because as far as I know, we're still in America, and you still have the right to do whatever you want. See, people get it all fucked up and think that the government owes you prosperity and success. No, the only thing the government owes us is opportunity. The only thing the government owes us is an equal shot, not an equal outcome. We're not all the same. We have different work ethics. We have different drives. Some people are lazier than others. Some people are more driven than others. So we're not going to have the same outcome, and the government should not be involved in that. I remember a couple weeks ago going back and forth with this dude that I know, and he's trying to convince me that the government owes people a livable wage. He said there's a problem that someone working at McDonald's can't live at a certain level of comfort. They can't raise a family off of Mickey D's money. Well, that's because you're not supposed to be able to provide for your family off of McDonald's money. McDonald's is for teenagers and old people. Teenagers getting started and old people looking for something to do or to supplement their income. That's who McDonald's is for. You got a family of four, a family of whatever, you should not be able to support your family off of McDonald's. It's a minimum wage job. Why don't you look for the maximum wage job? The government getting involved is bad. They are inept and unable to do shit correctly. We should call them can't get right, because they can't get shit right. Whenever they get involved, it gets more complicated, more expensive. Every time. So we don't need them to do things like that for us. And again, why were we not able to rebuild Black Wall Street? What happened? You have more opportunity now than you did in 1921. In 1921, it wasn't illegal to discriminate against somebody because of their race. It was supported and championed at every level, local all the way up to federal. So how were those black people with less opportunity able to achieve more? How were they able to have more businesses, more intact families, and more success than we do right now? Things we can do right now as people of color, those of us lower on the color chart, how are we able to do more now, but we have less? How do we have more out of wedlock births now than back then? We got all these people, the president on down, Black Lives Matter, systemic racism. We got to stop it. We got a vice president. She's of color, but depending on the day of the week, we don't know her race, but she's colored. We had a colored president. So what happened? What happened? Not only do we have more opportunity, we're more technologically advanced. It's easier to start a business. I did it from my vehicle with a cell phone. Again, inquiring minds want to know, why were we not able to recreate that? And I can't stand the fact that you try to tie things like that together. Like, what happened back then could happen again, and we're still dealing with it. We haven't moved the needle 1 inch. Fucking liars. Now, let's put a sick, disgusting, twisted, perverted cherry on top of this bullshit Sunday, shall we? I'll put a link in the description box for this. In New York, there's some school, some ritzy private school. So one of the parents was complaining that she pays $50,000 a year, yet this is still happening. So a very expensive, elite private school. They are teaching first graders, 6-year-olds. They are teaching first graders about masturbation. What? I'll say it again. The school in New York is teaching first graders about masturbation. Now, there's some video or some group or something out there that put out a series of videos called Amaze. And yes, this is amazing that they would talk about this shit and allow it in a school. So it shows a video about some little boy, and little Johnny's talking about, how come my wiener gets hard and points to the air? And then some girl's like, yeah, when I get in the bathtub, my mommy puts me in the bathtub, I want to touch my vulva. What the fuck? Now, even though these things may take place, and maybe 6-year-olds do have questions and issues like this, but you know whose job it is to talk to these kids about this, how they see fit, is their parents, the ones paying that high-ass tuition. It's their job. They're also teaching these kids, and this is somehow worse, that they shouldn't allow their parents and grandparents to touch them without their consent. Hey, check this out, 6-year-old. I am your consent. I'm your parent. I'm the ruler of your universe. I am the Alpha and I am the Omega in your life. You don't even, I have your consent. What are you talking about? And what's fucked up is affection from your parents and family members is necessary, is helpful and healthy in the healthy development of a child. There was an experiment I read about, and you probably read the same thing. In World War II, they took a group of kids, 2 groups of kids, and one of the groups of kids they gave affection to. They talked to them, they held them, they hugged them and kissed them, they ate with them, they spent time with them. And the other group they didn't, they just fed them. They would like slide their tray under the door. No human contact. First group grew up to be healthy, well-adjusted adults. The second group, I believe the kids died at like 5 years old. They didn't make it. They had nutrition, they had food, but that human connection, that human interaction is crucial. And you're trying to take that away. You are shoving this kid into making adult decisions. Consent? But it's your family member. Of course you hug your parents and your grandparents when you see them. It's part of greeting them. It's human nature to be affectionate with those that you care about. But human nature is detrimental to their agenda. Why are you trying to pervert these kids and teach them about some shit that they will find out about much later in life? Again, like I've said before, as parents, you are responsible for your child's innocence. Not only their safety, but we have to protect their innocence. And talking to 6-year-olds about fucking masturbation is disgusting and perverted. And it should be stopped. These kids will find out about that later in life. Anybody ever heard of teenage years? You will find out more about masturbation than you ever needed to know. You will be beating that thing like it owes you money and it said something mean to your mother. You will find out all about that. 6 years old in the first grade is way too early and it's gross. At that age, can we not still focus on, I don't know, reading, colors, playing, being nice, having fun, being, dare I say, innocent? How about that? Stop trying to push this perverted, sick agenda on children. It's fucked up. And who's even more fucked up than the administrators trying to push it are any parents who would allow it. Because I believe if you feed your kids to the wolves, you're worse than the wolf because you are supposed to protect them. You are trusted to protect them. And if you throw them to the wolves, you're worse than the wolves. Why in the hell would you even say the word masturbation around a 6-year-old? I wouldn't say that around my 6-year-old because I don't want them to start asking questions like, what's masturbation? Ew. Ew. Like, why would you even want to talk about that around your kid? This shit is nasty, and parents, we need to be more vigilant. They are coming for the kids. They're going after the soft targets. Every time they come out with some perverted shit, it's a kid cereal or a toy, or it's in school with a cartoon. It's a cartoon. It's just innocent. We're just teaching them. No, you're trying to pervert them. Parents, we have to be more vigilant. We can't be asleep at the wheel. They're coming for them. Now, what I'm going to do is be vigilant in my own kid's life and get in there with my beautiful wife and kids. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.